how to actually describe a person in English. This requires 3 different parts, and those parts are also divided up into a formula, a specific formula, 2-6-1. The first part of the formula deals with the name of the person and your relationship to them. You describe this using 2 sentences. The second part of the formula, 6, deals with the 3 specific details about the person. You do this by using 6 different sentences. And the final part of the formula deals with the number 1, one sentence that gives your general opinion of the person. However, how do you actually make these sentences? That's what I'm going to teach you in today's video. Welcome to Speak English with Tiffany. I'm Teacher Tiffany. Let's jump right in. All right, part 1 or section 1. The first thing you need to do is explain how you know the person that you will be talking about. This is important to do first because it will be the foundation or proof for your description of the person. Now, remember this first part dealt with the number 2, which represents 2 sentences, the first part of the formula. The first sentence needs to give the person's name and restate the question. And the second sentence needs to explain how long you have known the person. So let's look at an example really quickly. The question is, who is your best friend? Okay, now remember, we have the 2 sentences description right here. It says, give the person's name and restate the question. So for this first sentence, we have, my best friend's name is Samantha Smith. That answers the person's name, and I also restated the question. And the second sentence, explain how long you have known the person. We have been best friends for more than 20 years. So we have clearly stated how long I have known or how long we've known the person. But before we move on, I want to show you a specific pattern that will be really good in helping you when you are answering questions regarding describing people. We have been ... for more than ... Okay, so I'll rewrite it right here. We have been ... for... Let's erase that really quickly. It was too close. For more than ... Now, we use this structure or sentence pattern when we are describing something in English that we did in the past and we are still doing currently. So let me explain it visually. Let's say, for example, we have this timeline right here. So we are in 2018. And let's say this is 2015. So this is a span of 3 years, okay? Now, let's say there was an activity that we started right about here, okay? Let's say you started studying English right about this time. So we can actually make a sentence like this. We can say, we have been, the action, studying English for more than 3 years. Why? Because of this period right here that exceeds 3 years. So once again, we have been studying English for more than 3 years. Again, remember, you can change this. I have been studying English for more than 3 years. Now, if you use he or she, remember you have to change this to has. Okay, that's a simple grammar rule. She has been, he has been. Okay, now that's the structure to remember for this part of the formula. Okay, let's keep going. Now, the second part deals with the 3 specific details about the person. You see, the next thing you need to do is give specific information about the person. So you need to pick 3 of the 5 W's and then give details that explain each of them. Remember, we went over this in a previous video, the 5 W's. You can look on the top right of the screen for a link to that video lesson. But remember, the 5 W's were who, what, when, where, and what's the last one? You got it, why, okay? These are the 5 W's. So you pick 3 of them, it's up to you, and then you give specific details about each of them. Now, so for example, let's say, give a detail about where. I've chosen where as the first W for the first sentence. Then my second sentence will be, give extra information. My third sentence will be, give a detail about when. Then, give extra information. Number 5, give a detail about what. And finally, give extra information. So, I have 6 sentences for part 2 of the formula, or part 2 of my answer and how I will describe a person, okay? So, let's look at an example, okay? Remember, our question is, who is your best friend? And remember, we have our 6 sentence guideline right here. Okay, so let's start reading. Samantha is from a small town in Michigan. That answers which one? Give a detail about where. Very good. Next, she grew up there with her parents and her 3 siblings. We gave extra information about where. Let's continue. I met Samantha in my freshman year of university. Detail about when I met her. After we found out that we were both computer science majors, we decided to take our classes together. I'm giving extra information. Next. So, after many nights of studying together and hanging out, we naturally grew closer. I'm giving a detail about what. She has been there for me through thick and thin, and I can't live without her. Last, I've given extra information. These are the 6 sentences for part 2 of how to give or describe a person, okay, in English. Now, let's go back and look at some specific sentence patterns, okay? So, in the first one, Samantha is from a small town in Michigan. Very simple. She grew up there with her parents and her 3 siblings, okay? Grew up there. All right, now we use this sentence pattern or this expression to explain where we were raised. So, where we were raised, either from childhood or for a long period of time, okay? Usually from childhood, though, because it says grew up, okay? To go from small to big. So, I grew up, ... Now, we put there right here because we already mentioned Michigan in the previous sentence, okay? All right, let's keep going. I met Samantha in my freshman year of university. Very simple. After we found out that we were both computer science majors, we decided to take our classes together. All right, so the pattern we want to look at is after we found out ... Okay, so this simply means after something was realized, okay? After something was realized, usually not on purpose, okay? By accident. For example, after I found out that he liked me, I decided to give him my phone number, okay? All right, let's keep going. So, after many nights of studying together and hanging out, we naturally grew closer. All right, now you notice it says hanging out, okay? In English, this just means spending time together, okay? Spending time together. We usually use it when we're talking about friends, okay? The time that we spend with friends, okay? Spending time together, so hanging out, all right? And then we have naturally grew closer. Now, grew closer just means to develop a closer relationship, but you'll notice that it says naturally. Naturally is what I want to focus on. So it means to get close without any extra effort, okay? To get close or closer, W/O just means without any special or any extra effort. Okay? That's what naturally grew closer means. All right. And the final sentence. She has been there for me through thick and thin, and I couldn't live life without her. Okay? So, through thick and thin. This means when someone is there for you in the difficult times and the easy times, okay? Or the good and the bad times, okay? So we can say someone is there in good and bad times. In good and bad times. So for example, my family is there for me through thick and thin, in the good times and the bad times, okay? So through thick and thin. All right, let's move on. Now, the next part is the last part, the last section of your answer, okay? Your general opinion of the person, okay? The last thing you need to do is give your honest opinion of the person. You want to end with how you feel about them or how they have affected your life. So, the only sentence is, give your opinion of the person. So let's go back to our example. The question was, who is your best friend? All right. So this is how we would say it. In my opinion, she is the best friend anyone could ever ask for. And in this sentence, in my opinion is the most important pattern. Okay. In my opinion. So this just refers to my idea or my thought about a specific topic, subject, or in this case, a person. Okay, so in my opinion, she is the best friend anyone could ever ask for. So now, using this formula, we can look at the answer in its totality. Again, the question was, who is your best friend? Formula 2, 6, 1. Okay, and there are 3 parts. And as you can see, each part is actually in our answer. And the last one is right here. 2 plus 6 plus 1. Now you can describe any person in English. If you would like to continue studying with me, Teacher Tiffany, go to speakenglishwithttiffany.com/ebooks to get your ebook today. And you can also join my courses, speakenglishwithttiffany.com/courses. Also, you can check out my next English video lesson to the left of your screen. Remember to keep studying hard and to enjoy studying English.